Hello, 5th grade cello families. So this week we started using our fingers a little bit. We learned the G on the D string. And I'm making a cello specific video because it's different enough from the violins and violas that it's important that they have their own so that they can see. So step one in helping your student make sure that they're getting this correct is to make sure that they're set up correctly. So they want these two little pokey guys. This one should be poking into their left knee a little bit. If it's not, check that situation. Also, the C peg, which is this black guy here, should go behind their ear, okay? And then the cello is supported between their sternum and the ground with the end pin. So check that first and make sure that it's set up correctly. Then the basic shape that we want with their hand is to be like they're drinking a glass of orange juice or a glass of something, okay? So their second finger and their thumb are going to go opposite each other, and it's going to look different on the cello than it does with the chin instruments. So their fingers are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and thumb are best friends. And the thumb is going to go on the back of the neck in the middle. It's not going to come around the side. If they do this, they're not going to be able to reach their lower strings. So help them get that in the back, right in the middle, right where their second finger should go. And then they should have tapes. They should have a tape for 1 and a tape for 3 and a tape for 4. So what we want to do is we want to get all of those fingers down. So 2 is going to go in the middle. There's no tape for 2 yet, but we'll get there later. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they're gonna step all the way into the fingerboard. Ask your student about the elephant story. If they don't remember about the elephant feet, help them remember about elephant feet, and they'll know what you're talking about. Okay? So with their fingers stepped all the way in, and pinkies tend to be a little bit weaker just because of how we're designed. So have them press all of their fingers into the fingerboard at the same time. Cello is going to take a little bit longer for them to develop the kind of endurance that they will need long term. It's going to be frustrating. They're going to get angry at it. That's okay. That is so normal. So if they're getting to a point where they're like, oh, it's so maddening, have them put it away and come back later. Okay? So don't be afraid to just let them walk away and calm down. This is a frustrating part of the process, but they'll get through it, I promise. Okay? So if they've got all 4 of their fingers pressed down and they do pizzicato on their D string, it should sound like this. This nice big ringing sound right on that tape. Okay? When they play arco or play with their bow, it should sound like this. Okay, so nice. Again, nice good tone, nice good ringing sound, okay? They do know how to make good sounds with their bows on their open string. So their bows keep doing the same thing, but their fingers come into the string. Okay? With cellos, this is particularly difficult to make sure that they're getting it all the way in, partially because of the distance from the string to the fingerboard, and partially because of the thickness of the strings. Cello strings are much larger than violin or viola strings, and so it may be frustrating for them if they come home and say, all the violins are doing it so easy and it's so hard for me. It is harder on cello, and that's okay. They'll get there. So encourage them to, have some fortitude and work through it, because they're going to get there and they're going to be great. So if you're hearing your student and it sounds kind of like this, it does that weird screechy thing, probably what has happened is that their fingers have not been pressed all the way in. So ask them if their fingers are pressed all the way in. Okay? And they want it to be pressed in like this, with these kind of arch shapes, not like this. That can lead to some other different weird problems. It feels stronger to them in the moment, but it's not actually. This is like walking with your knees locked. So help them remember that they need to hold on to the fingerboard as though they were climbing up a rock. If they're climbing like this, they're going to be fine. If they're climbing like that, they're going to fall. So help them remember those things. So this is the sound we're looking for. And that's a lot of what we worked on, especially Wednesday and Thursday. So help them out, help them get through it. There's going to be some struggle, and it's awkward. It's very awkward, and that's okay. They're going to get there. So thank you for all your help. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.